Stop killing women.
Well, I think it already starts at a young age. For example, at schools, where actually maybe at primary school, like boys and girls are together already, and so that's kind of the first place where they like become friends, interact, and that's a place where we already need to start. In of course a child-friendly way and very easy way to tell them what is like a normal way to live with each other, to be friends with each other. And if they have this basis in how to interact with each other and how to treat each other, we can use that to when they grow older and they say, well, I learned at school, it's not a good way to downgrade a woman like that. I think it starts at an early age and they can take that the rest of their lives.
I think as a young man, debatable, but as a young man and seeing these cases of young people, or even far much younger than I am, engaging in GBV in whatever form, emotional, physical, sexual, it's quite sickening to say the least, because I think there's so much hope for us young people to really change the ways. And one of the things we need to embrace is times are changing, and I think we also have to say that opportunities are now there for everyone. So we just need to accept this, and we don't have to feel threatened that certain gender is getting so much at my expense. That's not the case, because I think the ocean is big enough for everyone. So I think we need to ingrain this in our day-to-day practices, and it even goes back to gender roles within the family setups. I think it's not by design now that the women are supposed to their places in the kitchen. I think right now the current practice is whoever can sort this bit of a role needs to sort it out, because women are also empowered. Women they are competent enough to do that which we traditionally was said for men, and so the same can be said for men as well, because we find the men also have abilities of nurturing the family. And so we just need to embrace the changing times. We need to accept that opportunities are there for everyone. As young people, we need not to feel threatened by the other gender. I think we just need to uplift each other.
So in the ways of which care needs to be there, I think safe centers are a good place for people to go. I think it's an open space to tell your story and to get the help you needed. But I think there's also a need for just your friends or your community needing to be there for you, to just share your story, and in that way get the help from them as well, because you trust these people. So it's an easier, accessible way to tell your story next to the safe centers there. I think a great example we have in the Netherlands is that we have a sort of called child phone. So it's a number you can call when you're just a child to ask for help in any kind of way, actually, especially in terms of violence. And you can call them anonymously, so you don't need to open up and tell who you are yet, but they can help you to just find the help you need. For example, have the correct number of, I don't know, a school counselor, know where to go to find a safe center. So that's something I think it's a good thing to maybe develop here as well, to have a lot of ways of accessibility.
And if I may add just something, and also those safe centers that are available, those who are taking care of the survivors should ensure that justice is done. Should ensure that justice is done so that someone can have that closure. Because when justice is not delivered, the trauma that is with the survivor is too much, that can lead even to fatal incidences.
Can I just add two things? I think the fact that these cases keep on increasing shows that we have a failed, how can I put it, is it judicial system? We have a failed system in our country. This is because we have survivors who come out to say that they've been hurt or they've been harmed, maybe in marriages or nowadays people even go through this while dating. What is it that even our government or our policy makers are doing? Are there policies that are protecting these survivors? Another thing that I'll talk about is, earlier my colleagues have talked of our society being patriarchal, and it's true because most of these cases are high in rural areas. What this means is most of the people in the rural areas are not informed, and this calls on us to just create awareness in those rural areas, make men and women in those areas understand their rights, because most of these people in the rural areas don't even know. Like earlier I said that most of us currently, this generation, were brought up in this setup where we understood this patriarchal way of doing things. So you see, those who are not exposed are still having that mentality. How can we get this mentality out of them? Solely through information. So I would say that it is time we go to those rural areas, inform these people, let these people get to know that it is not okay to be, most of these people who go through this in the rural areas tend to think that it is normal, because this is something that they've grown up seeing happen in their homes, in their communities.
They don't know what's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my two.
For me, it's just asking the question, are you okay? More. And maybe not particularly like in an everyday setting, but more like when you have a feeling like this feeling in your belly, like I'm not sure if this interaction between those two people is alright. I think as a woman you go back to another woman and say, hey, are you alright? I think that's already helps a lot in giving an open space to share a story for everyone.
What I will change is take initiative. Given that I know what I know around GBV, just take initiative around some of these cases, speaking boldly around this. There are so many instances where we, again, knowing what we know, we are able to support some of these pointers to GBV. It will be emotional, it will be physical, and you find that in the past, people have been very silent around it, and people tend to sweep some of these things under the carpet because that's been the norm. So one thing which I think I need to change just around the environment is speak boldly around this and ask those difficult questions to the people who I see this affecting. So just asking those difficult questions and taking initiative around it.
Needs to be taken is creating safe spaces from the household levels, because I believe that charity begins at home. So when you start at the household level and creating those safe spaces, and also teaching the kids and people within that homestead the right ways, and also teaching them about GBV, they will know even when they go to school, wherever they go, they will have that mentality in them, and it will go a long way even to the community and also to the society.
The organization, the change that I would want to see is to have the safeguarding policy in place and ensure that it's effective and it's adhered to, so that to avoid any form of sexual harassment in any workplace.